We're in the Drunken Death.
Drunken Death. Okay, so this is like
we just
after the
literally
fact.
heard a very heartfelt speech.
We've had some very heartfelt speeches.
Can you say that again, Connor?
Yep. No, basically, I had obviously from the last session, we had the right at the end. It was whoever takes this sword's gonna die, and I was like, wow, that's a bit brutal. And I was like, how can I make amends for the stuff I've done? For instance, a lot of people don't know Connor's backstory. That he's come from. He was basically the bounty hunter, feast taker for the Elven Kingdom, and let's just say anybody that got in the way to do things, he just took them down in whichever way he possibly could. So he's been doing that for a few hundred years, and that's when he got sort of roped in to sort of help out this party. It wasn't something that he wanted to do initially, but he grew to sort of, the party grew on him and he helped and he went through, and it was like every single one of the party was like, everyone has their sort of flaws, but on the whole, every single one was like, you have such a future ahead of you of stuff you can do. And Connor, to be honest, with he reached the end of his thing. I was like, how can I make it worthwhile? And what I'd planned to do was I'd wrote a whole speech up, and I was going to wait in the background for everybody to say what they were going to do. And then I was going to try to sort of convince each of them that the reason why they've earned it was a bit weird. I was expecting people to sort of go, I'm good, I'm pious, I deserve to take the sword because it's a holy item, etc., etc. And I was going to word it in a way that because you're good, you deserve to live. You should be surviving. You should go back and make Furren a better place.
Everybody had like a big game, stale energy. You know what I mean? Like everybody went cold, I think. I don't know. It's good.
So, from my perspective, being a follower of Kalimvor, death is, so he's a neutral god of death. He's like, you either die or you don't. There's no in between. It doesn't matter. So I was like, sure, I'm doing good stuff. I'll die. And then I'll just go and continue on. So to me, it made perfect sense that I followed Kalimvor to go ahead and do that because I have no fear of death. I just go and do it. So when you're like, nah, what's so like, okay, whatever. Like, either I live or die. Yeah. There's no in between.
Yeah, no, I get that. It was more of I was just trying to sort of. It's the thing with being an elf when you're several hundred years old. You've kind of done a lot of things. You've been there, you've done it, you've wrote the book. But yeah, it took me a little bit of time to word it in a way, but then it was like, I must admit, there was times where I nearly didn't get through that. So that's all I'll say.
You did a really great job. I mean,
Absolutely.
for the love of God, Pete, like, I'm not talking to Connor, I'm talking to you. Like, that was well done. And like,
So
I'm an author and I have done acting, and I know Sam has also done acting, dropped off line, but like, I'm pretty sure he would also say, man, like, that was well done, because you connected to the audience in a way that a lot of us couldn't, like, haven't been able to say yet, right? Like, and my character, right, has only been here for 2 days. And like, I try to be mindful of that, like, it's 2 days, but your character has been here for a long time. And so for your character to give such an impassioned speech and so well written, and a speech that touches everybody in the characters, everybody in the Stronghold, like, it was so well done. Like, I teared up a little bit, and I'm like, dude, I've only been here, like, legit as me, Kara, I've only been here for like 6 months. But well done, man. Like, you really hit it out of the park. As a player, as a person, as a character. That was well done.
Thank you. It was, let's just say there was parts where I nearly stopped because I was getting to the point where I was like, hang on.
Hell yeah, man.
But you got to put the role play in the role play.
RPG for a reason, right? Well done. Well done.
It was a beautiful speech. I appreciate you taking the time to and inspirating everybody in your speech.
Thanks, Addie.
Very well put out.
I did have a section for Mirren, but I didn't get that far because I nearly died. So, but do you want to know what yours says, Mirren?
Please do.
Oh.
It
Yes,
was,
hell yes, please tell us.
There's two in there that I didn't get to, and one was Tagir and one was Mirren. So I'll say what them.
Yes, please tell us.
Mirren was your devotion to the cause is matched only by your honesty and righteousness. Your steadfast commitment to the light will be crucial in the battles to come. And then Tagir's was, although I've not known you for long, I see that you have much to offer our cause. Your ways are different from ours, but you have far to travel, and now is not the time for you to rest.
Fantastic. By the way, Tagir, I'm sorry. Apologies to you, Bugbear, and
Oh, no.
God, I knew that you're like a Bugbear kind of like Owlbear thing, but I am so sorry I got those mixed up. Like,
Is that because you've? I'll say, is that because you've just seen the D&D movie and the owlbear's in your head?
No, I haven't seen the movie at all. I've only played Warcraft.
What?
And I'm getting confused with Warcraft and like the owlbears. There's no bugbears in Warcraft. Sorry.
I can't believe you're still playing Warcraft. That's what I can't believe.
So I played Warcraft for like years, and then I played Legacy, like Hogwarts, whatever the new Hogwarts movie game was, and then we just switched back to Warcraft, like the Dragonflight thing.
Moving it.
And just happened to hit about the same time D&D did, and like, so I'm so fucking confused.
Kara, I've played Warcraft since 1993, and I stopped playing in the last expansion because it sucks.
Right here.
So I started playing World of Warcraft when it was not Warcraft, but World of Warcraft in 2000, like late 4. November, December 2004.
I've been playing since it was Warcraft, orcs, and humans and orcs. Orcs versus humans.
So I have played through every expansion, and somehow they have managed to all drop through every single deployment I've ever had, and I've picked them up and played them. And this is the first one where it wasn't during a deployment, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'm delayed on everything. Like, let's delay through Hogwarts Legacy, and I'll play Legacy first, and then I'll come back to Warcraft. And so I literally bought Warcraft, like the latest expansion.
Come play Final Fantasy. Come play Final Fantasy with me and Stacks.
No, do you want to know? Like, Final Fantasy is the reason why 2 of my friendships dissolved in the last year.
Oh, come on.
The fact that I had a chronic illness and Final Fantasy, those 2 things combined was the reason why like 2 of my friendships dissolved.
Oh.
Well, Tim's changed. God.
Well, wait a minute. What was the fantasy?
So Final Fantasy, if you pick that up 10 years later, and you don't like, if you never played from the start, and
that was me,
and your friends. But if your friends don't know how to coach you through like all of the changes, it is really hard to pick that up. Like if you've never played before, like there is a lot of shit that goes on.
I picked it up for the first time 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago.
Last year, man. Last year.
Tim will know this. Tim will know this one. There's a reason why I don't play any MMO games. And that's because I get extremely addicted to them.
Yeah.
And let's just say, when I used to play Neverwinter, many moons ago, the reason why I know Tim was because he was like a paladin that joined the group and did a load of stuff. But at the time, I think when we did a load of stuff, my character wrote all the guides for the paladins for Neverwinter, so they're still in use now. So they were based on my character, and I can't do it.
And I respect that. Oh, Connor, I so respect somebody that can write a coherent strategy for how to play it. But when I jumped into Final Fantasy, it was like 10, 15 years after it started. And everybody who started playing at that point was like, oh, no, I've already played something similar enough to this.
Has Final Fantasy 15 been out that long?
Yeah, 14 has been out for like 10 years. Yeah.
Really?
It was
Yeah,
really
sorry.
last year. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like, if you have just recently been diagnosed with chronic illness, and then like your friends want to play Final Fantasy, like that's not the time. So, Kluthkin, he was okay with it, and he'd played before. But our other two friends that we knew here, like locally in Florida, were like, "Oh yeah, we played for decades," and love them. They're very nice people, but they did not understand, like, hey, I have never played this game before, and I have no idea what I'm doing, and, like, I don't know what this button does. Yeah, I couldn't make it past, like, the first 3 hours, so...
I was going to say, like,
it was too much.
Come join us, because that's me. Like, I seriously picked it up for the first time 2.5 years ago, and I've had to go through exactly what you were going through.
Well, hey man, like if you know what I know, then like I'll shoot you my information. I'll download it all again, and we'll like hop on
Mind you,
Discord
saying that,
again about it.
how many people are gonna play Diablo 4?
She need at 6.
I'm already on Diablo 4. I did the.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I did the
No,
two
you're
betas.
not. It's not out yet. It's not out yet.
Betas.
Yeah,
Now,
but
on that
your
next
character.
So what is
Yeah, but your characters get reset. Your characters get reset on the day it comes.
I'm sitting there waiting. I'm looking. I'm on it. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
what-
the best thing about it is it's
What's the game we're all gonna play
Diablo 4.
I'll play.
Oh, as a
as a group? What can? What?
next is D&D,
No,
but
besides
Baldur's Gate.
Is there a 2-player thing
Hey.
that can stream?
Hey, I gotta go.
Let-
I love you guys.
Would I have to
Let
play
me do some
upstairs?
research. I think there's a multiplayer.
Python gear. Are you out? Oh, are you waving?
I was waving to Henry.
Yeah.
Figures
Oh,
for you,
bye,
Henry.
bye, Henry.
Yeah, the advantage you got at Diablo 4 is you can cross-play it with
Yeah.
consoles and PC, so you don't have to be someone that's actually only on a PC or only on a console. They'll all play, all cross-play, and it'll all work fine.
For sure. All you
So-
need is like probably a Steam account, right? My original
Steam plus
My
Discord.
original Steam is so blown. Like I played this game called Eve, like way back in the
You
day.
played Eve? Oh my god.
I played
Oh.
original Eve, and I was Lord Doucherton, and he still has a ship out there somewhere.
Like,
Lord
God,
Doucherton,
like,
and his profile is Zap Brannigan.
Tim,
Back when Futurama was
how
new.
were you not an E-dub?
I was the one person to select a choice. Watch this. This is how I was not an electronic warfare
Red Pill
officer.
versus
I walked to the table. There was blue scarves and red scarves, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the fuck I was doing whatsoever. And my buddy Jason Cooper, I reached forward and he was like, "No, the ones on the left have an ejection seat." And I was like, "Okay." And I like reached over and I grabbed the blue one, like threw it over because there was no buff.
And yet you and I still are in the same job. Like, no.
That's hilarious. That's
Yep. It was
hilarious.
about the ejection seat because there was no buff EDub jobs because I would have taken that shit.
I just-
no problem.
Can I just-
You're a liar.
Go to warfare.
You're a
we were-
liar. I
you know,
hate
we
you
were-
all.
Do you know we were talking earlier about things that you have no idea what we're talking about? What the fuck are you guys talking about?
So when the B-52...
Did you know that I used to fly
scenes.
inside B-52s?
Is that a plane?
What is it?
It is.
I always forget.
Yeah, so the B-52
was a
actually
baby.
has 6 ejection seats, not 5. And Tim, no matter what seat you chose, you were still getting an ejection seat. Somebody was a liar, and fuck that guy. Fuck him. Anyway,
But why? But what's the but look, no, rewind a little bit further.
okay. So
What?
B-52 has
No, I get that. What's the difference between a red and a blue scarf?
So going all the way back, like we're talking like 15 years. 15 years,
15.
Connor. I love you.
Oh.
15
For
years
me
ago,
and Tim,
there
it's like
was-
20.
Okay,
20.
15 to 20 years
20
ago, there was
20
one
years ago.
squadron that did like radar navigators and like a little bit of teed up top off. And it NAS Pensacola, which was a Navy-run program at the time. If you went there, you were gonna go be in EW, Electronic Warfare Officer, in certain platforms in the Air Force.
Oh, see, you, like,
We just turn this into
And
the
then we
United States
came
Air Force.
back
We
to
should probably start
Randolph.
talking about Dungeons and Dragons again. Honestly, this is
this is funny.
really digressing.
Super duper nerds.
I'm gonna shut up now.
You see? So I, again, am the only person here that has never been in the military.
That's a lie. I'm telling you right now.
I don't believe that one bit.
Very secretive.
You're so sus. You are so sus, Pete.
Super sus.
Okay,
All right.
Connor.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, buddy. Okay.
Yeah. Your beard isn't the biggest beard in the room.
All right, buddy.
I'm the biggest beard in the room. Anyway.
Yeah. No, honestly.
That's a whole other thing.
So I'm the only one with no tactical training. Right, cool.
Lies.
Oh man.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Biggest lies. Anyway. So we're all giant nerds, and it's really just a fight, like nerd on nerd.
Give me your Khadija.
Who's the bigger nerd?
Who had to go to the worst nerd training?
Huh? Who had the what?
But here's the thing there, Pete.
When you say nerd training, do you mean, for instance, I have got a degree in manufacturing and mechanical engineering. So if you're on about proper nerd school, yeah, if you want to go properly at that, I have got a Bachelor of Honours degree in engineering, which is one of the harder subjects to do.
Oh, Connor, I'm gonna pull like a Southern American and go, oh, honey, oh, that's so cute. I have a Master's of Arts, a Master's of Science, and a Master's of Philosophy. All three in nerd. Big nerd. Super nerd.
And that's why you're an EW.
And that's why I'm an EW.
Here we go. We're going back to Air Force. So let's go around the room. Tygon, what character are you playing next in the next
Well played. Good
in the
switch.
next campaign? Tygon's playing. You're playing a blood hunter.
Yeah, Blood Hunter Rogue.
Gnome.
No.
Yep, a deep gnome.
/ meta / Reddit /
What a freaking Blood Hunter is.
Wait. How do you get so many slashes up at level 1?
It's pretty legit. His character,
Mind you, he's only allowed to have one. He's only allowed to have it if you can pronounce the name of the race without saying deep name.
Smurf Neblin.
Spurf with a V, Spurf Neblin.
Stop giving it to him, Tim. God, come on.
No, I know he knows it because we went over this because we read the first Drizzt book on tape together. Yeah.
Oh, that's cheating. You know how to pronounce it from the tape. When I had to read it, you didn't have that. You read it and went, what the fuck's that? What the hell is this?
Drizzled.
It's the same as it's the same as when you went through it and you're like, oh, it's you recognise the words, especially Kira, like you were saying earlier about obviously my writing and that. I'm actually dyslexic, so I have a bit of trouble with some of my words. And the problem I have with reading books is I'll read it and go, I recognise that word, fine, and I read it again, that word's that word, brilliant. And then my brother, who was amazing at English, would go, who was reading the same books, would try to talk to me about the books we've just read together. And he'd be like, right, so in Menza Baranzan, you've got Zach Nafkine. I'm like, who the fuck are they? And where's that? And they go, that's that word there. And you're like, really? It took me ages to be able to, he had to have to go through and tell me how he thought the name pronounced for me to recognize what he was talking about in the book that we both just read.
Have you ever read a single book in the like Wheel of Time series? Like
all of them.
You Outlander.
not a one of them.
You
Like
Outlander. Outlander alert. Outlander alert. Outlander alert. Yeah.
Read them
No, thank you.
Read them all.
Hard pass.
don't even go there.
The only thing I would say, Kira, is that was the book that I read when I was going to uni, and it used to be the book I'd read on the train going up. And the annoying thing about it was the first 2 or 3 were actually really good. Then they got to the bit where they're traveling for the next 7 books that could have literally been, oh, and the group went from here to here. that was literally 7 books worth of stuff. It's like, why did you have to spread it out over 7 whole books, that one journey?
Pretty good. Was working on the. Oh, Connor's talking to him. Cool.
You mean me?
Am I?
I forgot that we were in chat.
That's me.
Manu.
That's me.
My bad. Other Manu. Yeah.
Are we still like drunken duck?
Yeah, we're Drunken Ducky.
This Eve?
So,
Okay.
so what are you? So, Valanthe, what are you playing in the next campaign?
I am going to be a bard,
Yeah, you should
and
go.
I have a whole backstory. I actually like figured out the rest of my backstory today.
Ooh.
The fire! I went and got
Nice.
barbecue there. It was good.
Yeah.
And I growled.
So good. I've actually got a solid backstory for once. Actually, not for once. Like, I had a backstory rolling into this one. We just never got into it because, like, everybody else was here for a long time.
Nice. What about you? What are you about? You playing to gear?
Come here.
Yes, I am playing
Brooke,
a.
come here.
Actually, I need to make sure. I think it's Gifts Arai because I went the more mind version, and then I'll be a
Did you-
fighter, but like the Psy Warrior version.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So I know we're doing like there's two groups and we're split, right?
Yep.
And Tim has
do you
one
have a
group and
character?
Connor has one group. And
Oh, her
Like,
mom's a character.
do we have a bard in each group? Do we have a like a
We're-
bard?
That's
Bard
part of
and
the.
bard.
That's part of the thing we're going to work out. At the moment, the plan is that Tim's going to run all the people that aren't being able to get around his table. So
No.
he'll
For the next campaign or PvP? What are we talking about right now?
campaign.
Next campaign.
Next campaign.
Yep. I'm thinking
Because I think you have more people that are outside than
I run the
inside.
Garys, I run the Karas and the Sams and things like
me.
that. Everybody get in the gear and the U's. Yep. And then we keep the one table pier for you, and then I'll run the map. I'm really good at, which is really hard, is making a model and destroying it. Like, as I think I don't like. I want to say that as a military guy and a hyper misogynist, I didn't like artists until I had to break my own maps. Like every weekend, I'm like, I think I have empathy towards other people now. So like, I'll build a map and I'll be like, I'll try to take as many pictures as I can, like right before the campaign starts or the battle starts, because you guys just. And you guys, I mean, Krista,
Destroy.
fuck the whole map. You know what I mean? You gotta just get in there and just like crush it. And then Monday, I have to rip it to shreds. Yeah, have you guys seen what RFI prints?
Give you guys good map angles today.
You did. You did fantastic. I heard nothing but alkaloids.
Yeah, we got some
batteries.
alkaline. We had a lot of alkaline batteries in the chat about the about the maps. So good
You
stuff.
guys hate me. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, so that means I think that means then that I'm playing with the guys at remote. When Tim's DMing, I'm playing a dwarven cleric.
It's there, yeah.
That's all you're gonna say? A dwarven cleric. That's all you're gonna say?
I'm not giving you any information about him because he's a bit mysterious.
Oh, just like Connor.
No. This one's really nice and friendly.
Gotcha.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Well, in one group, I am playing a female high elf wizard,
Yep.
and in the other campaign, I am playing an auto gnome bard
That plays bagpipes.
that plays the bagpipe. Well, no, it has bagpipes, but he's a calliope.
Oh, okay.
Bagpipes is the because you can't choose calliope, but he plays bagpipes, but he sounds like a calliope.
So
You're so bad.
no, it's going to be an interesting
My party.
dynamic.
He's trying to kill the fucking party.
He might get killed by the party. Like, what? Stop.
It's okay. what you do is you get someone to cast.
Timothy was at that party. I'd be like, shut up.
All you gotta do is just cast silence on him. He'll think he's fine. No one else will care then.
I'm just trying to help.
Yeah. Oh shoot, that's gonna be fun. We need to have a secret session, Connor. We gotta step aside and figure out which angles we go to. I wrote it all down. I flew to Korea and I was like, oh, Connor can go this way, I'll go that way. It'll be fantastic. How many times have you read Storm King's Thunder?
I've ran it once and played it once.
Oh crap! You ran it though. That's a big deal. All right, so I need to read it 2 more times.
I ran it for.
It's brutal.
No,
like,
I never actually.
I'm like, dude, I can't keep control of these ding dongs. There's no way.
I never actually completed it because the group fell apart before we finished it. But we got all the way up to just past the Eye of the Giants. If when you find that, you'll know where that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where that's at. I'm kidding. I have no idea.
I mean, not in D&D campaign, but
But one thing you'll know, obviously, the fact that I know all this, when I play it, I won't. Because it's like Tiamat 1, I had run that in its whole entirety before I joined.
yeah, all of this I know from Neverwinter, so it's like, yeah, I know that thing, but from D&D, it's like, I don't know that.
This one's like different. Like there's not a lot of magic in it. It's just like bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, the hardest thing about this one, to be honest, is the way they introduce certain elements and certain things. I'll obviously have a chat with how we're going to do it. It's the way they've done the traveling in it. You're supposed to get, at the start, you're supposed to get really annoyed with how long the traveling takes you to do things, because it's a little bit monotonous.
Oh, kind of like Horde of the Dragon Queen
type thing. Yeah, but you go from A to B, and you're like, that's a 30-day travel.
Not even a shot.
Oof.
And you've got to sort of make it interesting, but not too interesting. And the whole idea is you make it that people go, there's got to be a better way of doing this, and then they find alternates. But if you don't have that bit of pain up front, sometimes those alternates are a little bit, you don't appreciate them when you have them.
Gotcha. Well, after doing the Horde of the Wagon Train and Horde of the Dragon Queen, yeah, if I can avoid that, I'll avoid that.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's quite hard trying to do it, but there's quite a lot of things interesting in it. I also ran quite a lot of, when I did mine, I didn't run it per the book because parts of the book are a bit weird. As Tim's probably read some of it, and you're like, how the hell's that linked with that? And it's like,
it'll work. I figured it out. We'll chat. We need like a whole Sunday where we're hanging out, completely sober, and it works.
Sober.
We have to do DM things. We have to do some Tim things. We have to add Strahd to stuff. I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. Everybody's gonna be fine.
We're level 1s. Sandersil Brightblade?
Right?
Well, at least, to be honest,
I said Jesus Christ twice. I said Jesus Christ twice during this episode, and I feel bad. I was like,
the advantage you got though with this one,
twice.
The advantage you have got with this one is it's not their first ever setting.
True.
Whereas if you'd actually ran Horde of the Dragon Queen and the Rise of Tiamat as per the book,
okay.
You guys no, it's not that. If you run it as the book, there's parts of the book that they had done the encounters before they had created the stats.
Excuse me, sir. Could you suckle upon my cock?
No. Listen. For instance, in part of the Horde of the Dragon Queen, they send, I think you're level 4 or 5 at the time, and they send either 2 or 4 assassins to attack you whilst you sleep.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you
I
actually-
have no clue how to run assassins until
Right.
you guys
If
were
you-
too late.
If you run them as you're supposed to run assassins,
Dude, they're
would-
huge.
they do. The assassins from the players from the monster manual, they did after they did after the game. So think about it. Your level 4 characters, brilliant. You imagine if you're going against 4 assassins that do 8d6 sneak attack.
Oh no!
Right. No, yeah.
4?
And imagine more 4, and you
One-shot.
imagine.
They one-shot.
And you imagine if you play them do you know, like when Connor goes in, he sort of attacks, disengages, hides, and does all that? That's the way you're supposed to play them. So you're getting advantage on every single attack. So, and they've also got like plus 12 stealth. There's no way at level 4 you're seeing them, you're noticing them. And it's like, yeah, you can't do that. And it's the same as when I think in the Stormreach, the castle, there is a vampire.
Oh yeah, Santa Silmorsha.
But the vampire is a level. By the time you go in there, you're level 6 or 7,
What's her
and
name?
the vampire.
God, you guys suck.
Say my name.
Jesus. I was
The
giving you anything.
vampires-
I was like, do you know your own name? What's your birthday, Kristen?
But
Do
Manu,
you
the
know what a
vampires are like
dice looks like?
CR15
Yeah,
or CR15
it's ridiculous.
because they didn't do the CRs before they wrote the book, and they based them
Oh.
on previous editions, and that's where
Gotcha.
they based them on the previous editions, which. In Storm King's Thunder and the other ones, they had already at that point the
Everybody
dungeons
adjusted
they'd
things.
come out. Yeah,
Gotcha.
So back to why did I write down milk and why did I have to say remember that for later?
Milk?
Yeah, it's like people were chugging milk. Remember that. I was like, why would I? All right, fuck it, remember it.
That's a thing.
Remember that.
No, that's just something to be like, yeah, they're
How the fuck do you remember milk?
I wrote it down.
Because
And
you straight,
not-
Tim, you straight up said, "Remember this."
He said they were chugging milk, and I was like, remember that. I was like, all right, remember that star.
Remember this. Remember
Was
this.
that
It's important. They're
was that
chugging
giving
milk.
my don't take me serious face?
No.
Was that giving the
no.
This is what happened, and you had this dream, and people were chugging milk.
Phones.
Remember this. I was like,
One of
what?
the
Right?
Manu,
No.
one of the things I do on my groups, you see, is everyone takes notes because notes
Campaign's
is,
over,
notes,
Kristen, you won. You
because
won.
notes is quite important. But at the start of each session, you roll a dice, and I pick high or low, and whoever gets the highest or the lowest on D20
Does
has
the
to recap
recap.
the previous session.
Right there.
Nice.
And
Nice.
the recap, if done well, gets that person inspiration
I like it. I like it. I dig it.
because it then gives them a bonus for actually remembering it and writing things down and having some type of idea what they are.
Yeah, do milk.
Got
Like,
that milk.
I've got the drunk party.
thing
over
is-
here. I've got
I
the.
actually write
I've
stuff
got the-
down. Like these are my stronghold notes.
How many stronghold notes you have? I want to see
you got milk?
how many pages of stronghold notes you have. Is it 2? Is it 2 pages? I hope it's 2 pages.
Big pages.
2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5.
But nothing that I say catches.
Apparently, I only write down stuff that doesn't matter.
Really?
To be honest, the one thing I would say is,
I don't know.
No,
Right, sir.
it's in there.
She, for the record, she just wrote down star post session, post campaign.
I love it.
Fuck my
but
life.
yeah, no, it's good fun. It's good fun. It's going to
We
be
had
interesting.
barrels during the campaign. I was like, oh fuck, we ruined the whole set. We ruined the whole campaign. Kristen and I are about to fight right now. This is bad.
Pete and I were sitting here going, at least it's not us. It's not us this time.
One session, I didn't even know a different one session.
Oh man, I'm just back here juggling.
It's one of the, for instance, it's actually one of the things I roll in the open is when you do like the classic. There's 4 people to attack, and I roll a d4 and go round the table 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason I do that is because every time I did it behind the counter, I would attack my other half. And it was like, you're attacking me again, are you? No, the dice has told me to. No, you're attacking me again. So I roll that in the open every time, and it's just like, because it's like, and I've also got some minis that are like little lizard men, and every time I get the little lizard men out and they attack my other half, they critical her.
Okay, but can we,
Hey Trent,
can we take one
from
second to
RFI,
go?
thanks so much for the everything. Shit for everything.
Hell yes.
Who
But-
popped in?
RFI. Trent from RFI.
Trent!
Oh, there.
So tomorrow
was-
I have to wake up and it'll be like 11 a.m. You know what I mean? I'll just crushed with depression, you know, and then I begin. Dude, that Coliseum is all. That's a blessing.
So what are you saying, Kira?
I was just saying, like,
It's a blessing.
it's been an
Kira, where are
entire
you?
day, and nobody mentioned Kaigon has no beard.
Oh no,
we know.
we already know and we've discussed it.
I was like, who is this guy?
Oh, we already busted his balls.
Did I miss this discussion? Because that's
We were like,
fucking important, man. Like, fucking Samson, dude. What the fuck?
We're like, we've got an imposter amongst us. I don't know who he is. And what? Okay, the real question is, why did you get rid of the beard?
I was helping a neighbor change the clutch, and my beard kept getting stuck in my face while I was rolling around in the dirt. So I just was like, yeah, I'm done with this, and I just shaved it off.
Dude, I was really hoping for like fucking nuns or ninjas. Like you were fighting ninjas over this
I woke up and I saw my other half over me with a razor. Don't worry. When I grew my beard, my mum said to me, oh, "Poor Sharon." I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Oh, no, just why don't you get rid of it?" Sharon won't like it. And I said, "Sharon," I go, "Sharon, what do you think of my beard?" She goes, "I really like it." I said, "There you go, Mum." She goes, oh, "She's just saying that."
That's awesome.
I have got some grey hair coming in my beard though. It's quite worrying.
You have some gray hair. You have some.
Okay, I want you to ask Sam how he feels about his beard because I've heard nothing
beard is
but that
fucking
shit since he
legit.
shaved it.
Have you
It's
seen
weird.
this? Have you seen this?
How old are you, Manu?
43.
You? Oh, see, I'm 47 and I've still got no grey hair anywhere. I got like 1 or 2 in my beard.
Hashtag bragging. Bitch,
Yeah.
do you see this motherfucker? If I was a guy, like, this would all be white.
All I have to say is, it's quite like you got people in work, and my manager is 2-3 years younger than me, but he's got
I want Chris's hair to turn white. Man.
lots of grey, and he'll go to a meeting, and if he's not available, they'll go, "Oh well, Pete's the deputy." He'll go, and they go, "Oh, we've got the younger model," and I'm like, "No."
We've got the younger model.
It reached grays.
I hate you all. All of you. I hate you all.
I'd quite like to go grey because I might look a little bit distinguished then, but I'm
Kara,
not.
do you not see this?
Okay, Skylar is the only exception.
Like, hello.
It's okay. My dad.
Even Kaigon had like a full like color beard before he shaved
Funny.
it. So like Skylar, you are my only exception.
Yeah, it was like a ginger beard though. It just scooped up souls.
It's
You know what I mean? Like it just.
a beard that lives in.
It was like a
You literally just blend in.
dredged souls off the earth.
Uh,
Ginger beard.
I love that Krista's in the background, like, no, he fucking stole these souls.
I just want to know how much Krista's drunk.
Also my question, but I'm
Lots
not
of
going
apple
to
juice.
ask.
Lots of apple
Because
juice.
nobody should ask me how drunk I am.
You guys see what I'm dealing with. I see what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not asking
It was
Krista how
spicy.
drunk
That was a
she
very
is because
spicy
nobody should
chaos
ask how
blade,
drunk
by
I
the
am.
way. It did 952 damage today. I was like, yeah, that did things. It does. Yeah.
But you don't look drunk at all. You're fine. Don't worry.
You threw that back on me.
Which
like,
one of us?
you should have chose better. And
Guess
I
the one who's
didn't
ranting.
choose-
Which one do you reckon I'm saying?
It wasn't.
He should know
I
what
like Tim's.
chose. He should know all.
I absolutely stirring the pot. Tim's like, I fucking hate you.
I didn't choose the spell.
Stop it.
Get over
Yeah.
it.
Do you know, Krista? I'm on your side. He just didn't realize what he was doing. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah, fuck you, Connor.
I mean, I'm obviously on Krista's side no matter what, but like,
Yeah. Oh, man.
damn, Pete.
Oh.
Shit, motherfucker.
This, like, before the game started, he knew exactly what spell I chose, and he was like, "Crystal, yeah, remember that spell that I gave you?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't choose your spell." Like,
Okay,
all I'm
okay.
trying to play, like,
Krista, what you need to do is
right now.
there's two things you need to do: drink more or drink more.
Yes. Step one, get pissed.
The advantage of drinking more is whilst you're drinking, you can't be ranting to Tim.
Yeah. It's okay. You know what I mean? Just
That was
the
the-
arrows in my chest. I'm like, hey.
I'm like, that's definitely.
It's okay. You get to be a player next to Tim next time.
Yep, just bros. Not gonna heal you, gonna heal everybody but me.
It's definitely less. than
Not gonna shield you, not gonna shield.
I didn't even shoot him so crazy last time. What are you doing?
It's all good.
So like Sam lives about 3 miles that way.
I'll make out with
and,
every
I
bugbear
can
that
actually launch a
I'll be like,
fucking
hey,
missile at
Krista,
him.
look, make out with other
Do you have a
bugbears.
missile?
I don't, but I should. And I'm just saying, like, these two, like, we're not there, but like, I should be able to launch a missile at that man.
That's fair.
Do you think? Because obviously, you're on the base, aren't you?
Yeah.
So, do you think they may have an issue with you firing a missile in the base?
Well,
It's
like,
Eglin,
this
they're
is my-
always
like, my
firing
own
shit.
personal
How
missile,
did
but-
Connor know that you're on the base? That's what I want to say. And he's not in the military. In His Majesty's service.
It's been stated before.
Yeah.
So,
Been stated
like,
before,
Air-
right?
I'm just saying, Air Commodore.
Hello. Just
I have to
second.
breathe.
We're gonna
Air
out you on
Commodore
quick,
next
dog.
week.
You gotta pump those brakes. You gotta pump the brakes, dude.
I'm an IT guy.
Shut up, Skylar. Liar.
No, that's him.
It
That's
was-
Pete. I'm
that's
an
me.
IT guy.
It was funny though. In work, I was talking to one of the senior managers, and this other senior manager came up and tried to sort of like barge me out of the way.
Bishop of Canterbury.
No, tried to barge me out of the way, and I'm there talking, and he hit me, and he bounced off me, and he went, "The fuck!" I went, "I'm twice your size, mate. You're not gonna barge me out of the way."
All right, so like next time I have a Air Commodore I have to brief, I'm gonna come to you and be like, "Hey, is he a bro or not a bro? And how much can I drink in front of this guy?" Because
I
like
don't know.
this week, I know the answer. I know the answer to this guy.
I wouldn't know. I don't even know what an Air Commodore is, so it's fine.
Go play on mommy's iPad.
Lies.
You're
Lies.
just a liar.
Lies.
It's okay. It's okay. I've got my Brit spies. Like my one guy who can tell me.
Oh my God. Ew. We'll find out.
Well, shall we wrap this up and
Please.
call it a night? We go for
Yes,
45
please.
minutes.
Oh yeah. Good night, Drunken Duck. I'm
So-
gonna still hang out.
A very drunken duck.
I'm gonna still hang out here though.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll keep everything up except for the stream. But thanks everybody for showing up. We'll see you next week on the 29th. Bye.
Cheers to Kaigon's beard. We miss you.
Everybody.
Press up to pay respects.
She's the one.